For my previous video, like I'm deciding to make all these videos to have an actual deep breakdown into like my actual story, because I did start a YouTube channel like a month ago, but I wasn't speaking into detail. I wasn't so confident on camera. Now I have gained a bit more confidence after making videos. Like it comes naturally after you make more videos. I don't even care about people's negative opinion anymore. I'm just here to put everything that is on my chest to the world. Take me for who I am. If you don't want it, you can leave me. I don't care. So for my previous video, I speak about, like yesterday, I went into a bit more detail about this is me. My real story begins now. I spoke about from Ghana to South Africa to Russia and back again. I spoke about being broke in Russia. But yeah, so I went very deep into 3 videos in one shot. Today I'm going to speak about 3 more videos, or maybe like 4 videos in one shot. Starting with I almost gave up, but I hadn't even started yet. Nobody's watching, but I keep uploading. And then what Russia taught me. So I'm going to start with I almost gave up, but I hadn't even started yet. So fast forward back to Russia. There was a time where I was sitting by myself, and then I had like a thought. And the thought was to open a YouTube channel, because I was watching just YouTube, watching Mr. Beast, watching like guys like Abba and Preach, so many YouTubers out there. I thought to myself, wow, these guys are so successful. And I went back to their old videos, scrolling, watching, just watching videos, and like, oh wow, so they actually also started to, they weren't like the top big dogs as they are right now compared to back when they started. They all started, their life weren't perfect before, but gradually they were able to work their way up. So yeah, I sat down, I opened a YouTube channel back in Russia. So the channel was about sounds. I was uploading randomly. Like I didn't have YouTube knowledge at that time, so I was uploading like rain sounds, I was uploading like winter sounds, monster sounds, like any random thing which comes to my head, I'll just upload it. As I didn't have much about YouTube knowledge at that time, so mine was to just upload anything and just hope that I get views. So yeah, upon doing that, I opened random channels, like mini channels, some about chess, some about like random like things like news. So I was taking clips from YouTube, sometimes from like royalty free music, and I'll download images online for like the rain sound, the rain channel, the sound channel, so I was like looping images and uploading with background music. So it got to a point I was getting lots of views, 400,000 views, 80,000 views, and I was so happy getting subscribers. Only for me to get monetized and realize that no, my channel was actually a features reused content. So I got so mad, and then I deleted those channels. So I got monetized. Like I started back in Russia. When I got to Ghana, a few months, like a month later, I got monetized. I reached monetization potential, but it wasn't monetizable because my channel features reused content. So I repleted my appeal, but it says reused content again. So I just got mad. I deleted the channel. I went on to delete like 9 more YouTube channels, because I just realized that everything that I knew, I thought that was like an easy way out, ended up being waste. So it was like I opened the channel in Russia around about, let's say, 2022, 2023, so a long time ago. I was making mistakes over and over and over again up until I reached my end. I was like, you know what, this is not even worth it, because I've seen it for myself. So that's why I've decided to do what I'm doing now, to show myself, to build an actual, it's like planting seeds and growing an actual plant or an actual tree the correct way, and not just by putting any artificial things into it, instead of like messing up the tree. So before I even opened this channel, I was like, I learned my lesson so bad, and I told myself, if I'm ever going to do this thing again, I'm never going to do what I did before. So it kind of broke me down a lot, because all my hard work was in vain. So it's like, you know what, let me just throw this whole YouTube dream into somewhere else. Let me just do everything I want to do. So before I even started, I was having these thoughts. What if some of my videos blow up? What if some of my friends sees me? They start talking about, look at him, Sonny, that's Sonny. He's having this, he's having that. I was so worried about people's opinions before starting the channel. But as time went by, it clicked onto me. I was like, I don't even care because most of the time when I step outside, I just walk on the streets. It's like people look at you. It bothers me somehow, but do they really care? And should I really care about their opinions? The answer is no. I shouldn't. Now that I'm sitting in my room, I mean that is almost all that I have, and the camera, of course. I was like, you know what? Let me just do it. If it works out for me, well, hooray. If it doesn't, well, let that be. I mean, at least I tried something, but I didn't get anything out of it. So that is what led to me opening this channel. So that's what's like that's what almost made me give up even before I started. So that's like covering one topic. For the second topic I'm going to touch on is why I keep going when nobody watches. So over time being on YouTube, I've noticed like YouTube like algorithm pattern, and not just YouTube as such, but most algorithms, it takes some time before like the algorithms finally learns what like your context is all about before like suggesting it to people. And yeah, based on my previous experience on YouTube, I was like, you know what, let me just take my time, upload, and even when nobody watches, or I'm getting like 5 views, 500 views, 7 views, whatever, I'm just prepared to go the distance with it. I'll keep uploading, and even if it doesn't reach like its potential, like I think it will, at least it will still serve a purpose as a diary for me. Maybe one day when I'm old or something, even if it doesn't blow up, I'll just be scrolling through and watching my past. Okay, this was me like 15 years ago, this was me 25 years ago, and I can show it to people, maybe my grandchildren and all those things. So it serves more as like a documentary. It's like a diary for me. I sit back in my room, I record videos. So it's more of like a documentary for me. It's not just anything that is waste. And yeah, even if nobody watches me, so yeah, I'm documenting my path, hopefully to success. That's if everything works out. I'm just praying that it does work out. Because if it doesn't, what are my other options left in life? It's like I just have to throw myself off a cliff and just end the whole pain and misery and shame for myself because I'm putting all my soul into what I'm doing, so much effort into this, and it has to work at some point because I'm trying my absolute best here. And so I think I've covered the topic on no why I keep going even when nobody watches. Now I'm going to talk about um, what Russia really taught me, like being broke in Russia and what it really taught me. So in Russia, I spoke about COVID in the previous videos, like COVID hitting, being broke, parents losing their jobs. It didn't get any better. It went downhill from there. And what I learned from that moment is that in life you need to learn to be independent and not just so reluctant on people, even though they are your parents. Because at that time, my sister, she was down as well. We're all struggling. And yeah, I had to find jobs for myself to work in order to feed myself and sometimes to help with my school fees. Even though like mom and dad, they were borrowing money, struggling to help me with fees. I was like still like struggling to like even get jobs too sometimes. But the jobs that you get is in Russian language, and Russian isn't it's not a very easy language, especially when you're working with it. It gets very complicated. So yeah, it was hard throughout. And what that's I learned to be very resilient. To be very hard, to be very prepared for anything because anything can happen in life. And when it does, I want to be always prepared to embrace it, and not just it hits me like a rock all of a sudden I just fall and crack like an egg. That's one major thing. And I've learned not to, also not be reluctant on not just family members but also on friends. I spoke about friends I met in Russia. I spoke mainly about a friend from Palestine, Basel, whatever the name is. Excuse me about that. So he was kind of a good friend, but getting towards the end, he was starting to show his actual colors. I was broke as I am, but sometimes people have like high expectancy from you, and him being as a friend, he wasn't appreciating the fact that this guy actually is going through a very hard time. We all were, but his was a bit better because he was living inside an apartment, and yeah. I mean, maybe I shouldn't be touching too much on this, but it's just what I've learned, and I'm speaking about this because he was the closest of friends, and that's what I've learned from him. I was struggling, and I was opening up, but he didn't give a damn about that. It was something he didn't really want to be a part of, and he didn't appreciate that because he was doing certain things for me, like when it's a birthday, sometimes he will spend some money, for some gifts, and when it was my turn, I wasn't able to provide none. So that was kind of creating like a rift or like a shift in this relationship that we had. So close friends, but at the end, it happens to be just a bit useless, I would say, because I wasn't I wasn't like the best of people. And one thing I've also learned is that I've learned like when it comes to friendship, you shouldn't force friendship. It has to happen naturally. If someone doesn't want to be your friend, fine, you cannot force it. And there are many friends too, like Muhammad. A lot of name comes into my head, you know, Muhammad. And I did have some Ghanaian friends too, but like Albert, a lot of Ghanaian friends, but all of them will abandon you when the moment of crisis comes. They'll all leave you. It'll just be yourself and yourself, no one else. So that's how life is. Don't force the friendship. If it happens naturally, fine. If it doesn't, don't force it. Because people, they will not give a damn about you, regardless of your situation. Even though they will understand it for someone else, but for you, they won't give a damn. Because naturally, they don't have that chemistry with you. So I left that be the way that it is. And yeah, here I am alone. I'm not very sad. I'm a bit happy because I've learned a lot in life. So being broke in Russia has really strengthened me. It has made me like a very resilient man to be able to be prepared for anything in life because you can be hit at any time. And yeah, being down in Russia, that's what it taught me. And the pain of watching others succeed whilst you're struggling, I would like to touch a little bit on it. Because I've created all these videos, like, it's like 7 or 6 videos in total, but I didn't dive deep down into none of these stories. I spoke a bit about it, but I didn't go deep down into it. So in this video, like in my previous video, like the one from the previous video, I was wearing a different clothes. I went very deep into that video. In this video too, I'm going a bit deep, but I've already covered most of it in the previous video. So I'm just going to, speak some few facts here, and I think that will be all for covering all my 7 videos in one shot. Because yeah, um, uh, the pain of watching others succeed whilst you're struggling, it hurts very much because most of my friends that we started with from even from I think primary school in Ghana. Like some of them are getting married, some of them are like traveling abroad, they're buying cars, they're passing exams, they're getting far in life. And for me, it's like I'm just stuck at one. It's like the loophole is just keep on spinning. I'm just sitting at point A, having progressed from A to B. It's like I'm just where I am. And people is like success can be viewed differently by many people. Like my family, for example, they want to put me into like a dream that they have, and they want me to be like a doctor and successful, and that is a very perfect dream for them. But for me, I'm not wired the same. If I can be a streamer and like making money from it, I'll be a lot happier than being a doctor. I mean, it sounds strange, but it depends on how people are wired. You can't just force a dream or like an impression on someone. And I'm under serious pressure here. So it kind of puts so much on my shoulders. I'm under so much pressure because now I'm working on my exam to pass my entrance exam due to the fact that I'm still not even interested in doing medicine. But I cannot tell people, my family, unless I've succeeded on YouTube, or like, hey guys, this is my YouTube channel, I have like 1,000 subscribers, 10,000 subscribers. I cannot show it to them. Even if I show it to them now, I have like maybe like 3 subscribers, they'll be like, are you stupid? Are you mad? And now they look at me like I'm some kind of like a fool, foolish. What is he doing? Does he have any ambition? Yeah, he's like he's lost, he's confused, he doesn't know what he's doing, and that is me right now. So yes, it is very difficult to watch others succeed whilst you're struggling. Like for example, I watch big content creators like Mr. Beast, iShowSpeed, and a lot of YouTubers. That's like Nick Di Ryan Trahan, a lot of YouTubers. And I enjoy like their format of video making. That is what I aspire to also be. I aspire to create top content like they do. But I can't because I don't even have myself enough money or like funds to create that. I don't have myself a team. I don't have like any fancy gear. All I have is just myself, my cell phone, my room, and that is it. And my laptop, which is very very hard to work with, is a very old faulty laptop, but I'm still managing because that's the only thing that I have. So this is my only shot at success and hopefully freedom. And every day I pray that one day everything just works out for me. Because if it doesn't, at least well I tried something although, but I'm gonna be so disappointed and just defeated. So I'm going to. That's why I keep showing up. I keep showing my face. I keep being consistent with what I have, and um, that is all that I have. So hopefully I have covered all my stories into absolute detail. Feel free to drop anything down in the comment section below, and I will reply to everything.